Sonar vision feature and scene analysis.
The fence has disappeared momentarily. There's an entrance there and a passageway between the buildings. The fence returns here, and it actually looks like it curves away. Big open area, but we're approaching a structure.
He calls this flash sonar. Flash sonar has become Kish's primary means of navigation.
So in my case, it wasn't something I was really aware of. It just happened as a consequence of my childhood experiences.
But the roof structure we're under isn't totally solid somehow. It's got openings in it, as if it were slatted or...
I describe them as fuzzy geometry, moving, dynamic figures. They have depth and contour and character.
We asked him to draw a picture, to recreate from memory the image he got from nothing more than the sound of clicks.
I'll just do a little dashed line here.
And remember, he had never set foot in this pavilion before today.
Should I say ta-da? Ta-da!
The accuracy of the image is uncanny.
It shows that there's an actual imaging process taking place. You're using sound instead of light to create a picture. Well, I was right about the roof.
19-year-old Steele-Loouchart is navigating his way through over a mile of Colorado wilderness, using only his powers of echolocation.
When I make a small tongue click, I can see placement, I can see edges, size, shape, texture, material density. Over here I see a tree. Now I see a wall here, it's a rock wall, and it comes up and there's a building over here. I know the building because of the size and the density, the shape.
How did you know there's a tree there?
Let's say you click at the trunk of the tree, it's gonna hit the trunk, it's gonna start to wrap around, it's gonna wash up. When it comes back to you, it's gonna shake, and that'll be the bark of the tree. As it goes up, you're going to see it actually wash into the branches, and you get this sort of sound waterfall effect.
Justin has now reached the dense forest section of the course, where he will have to navigate without touching any trees. It's taken Justin less than 30 minutes to walk over a mile through an incredibly testing environment, using only the power of sound.
What are you seeing?
Well, so I know that there's an object, and I know that it's a really solid object with divots in it. And I know that because when the sound comes back, it comes back very clearly and it shakes. And I know that it's harder than wood. So I'm gonna bet that this is a rock, and...
Oh, he got it!
In this artist studio, he's going to use echolocation to describe an object, a sculpture by a local artist. Melissa, who won't be able to see the statue, will draw only what Brian is able to describe.
I somehow think that they might see more than we do in a certain way, and I'm kind of curious as to the depth of what they see.
It's time to get started.
Ta-da!
Brian makes his first pass at the sculpture, sending out wave after wave of sound to try to make out the shape.
As I'm clicking on it, I first start really trying to find the edges. It's about 5 feet tall. I'd say it's about my shoulder width wide. The whole thing is wavy, and it's irregular in its waviness.
Does it remind you of anything?
Like if a person was raising one hand in the air and had the other one sort of down. The hardest part about this process is really trying to verbalize the subtle information of the echo. So you have the base, and then you have this narrow little section, and then about 2 feet up, it goes wide.
The information he's giving me is really similar to that of someone with sight. If I didn't know any better, I would have no idea that he was blind. Oh my God, my drawing suddenly looks like a Thanksgiving turkey. The craziest part was when I just finished and he just drew like the outline exactly what I had just drawn. Really?
Is it close to what you had?
Whoa. It looks pretty good to me. I didn't even know I had done anything that was remotely close to what he was looking at. Right there was pretty shocking.
Now Melissa gets to see for herself what she's been drawing for the past hour.
Wow. I think we came pretty close.
Yeah, I mean, it totally makes sense to me. Comparing it to when I touched it to what it sounded like, it made sense.
Waves and up again.
Oh, interesting. That's cool. The payoff was very satisfying.